It's the Boy Junior Show.
All right. Everybody in my huge studio audience, please give it up for Snailmate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so cool.
Thanks so much for flying all the way out here to my studio in person.
I know.
Let me tell you, my arms are tired.
Yeah, that flight was crazy. Just all day
All
from
day.
Arizona.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
We're very tired.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are very tired. And
Yeah.
stressed.
Yes.
Should I start with what have you been up to that's making you so tired, or should I start with tell us all about who you are and what you do, and then tell us why you're tired?
Let's do that.
The answers are pretty much one and the same.
They are.
We are Snailmates. We're from Phoenix, Arizona, and we are a band. We are
That's damn right.
a touring band specifically. We love to tour.
Yeah.
And in 4 days, we leave for a 3-week tour of Europe, a bunch of European countries. And so that is what is making us very tired and stressed.
Oh my
And we're
God.
also doing other things in our personal lives.
We have stupid jobs.
We have jobs. We're trying to buy a home. We're doing all these things that are insane, especially since we're primarily musicians. And I don't know if you knew this, but we don't make a lot of money as musicians.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, we're trying to buy a house with like 6 other people.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's the plan, just a bunch of artists so we can just like make music and shit
But
and be loud.
The home companies and the mortgage people and the lenders, they're catching on to the fact that we don't have any money.
Yeah, they are.
Which is bogging down the process.
I know.
Absolutely not the vibe.
No,
not at all. It's funny, but
yeah,
we're trying. And then I'm painting a little mini drum kit, like because I have a slime drum kit.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm painting a mini version of it for Europe. So we're gonna fly over there with it because I hit up places to rent drum kits and it was just extremely expensive, like $2,000 to rent a drum kit for 3 weeks. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy one for $300 here and paint it.
Yeah.
And then I'll keep it over there. So I have a very mini version that me and my girlfriend painted, and it's very cute, but that took up a lot of time. Yeah, and then we're just living. We just finished our album. Or I guess technically on Saturday we finished our album.
Oh my God, that's a
So
lot.
that'll be really cool.
Yeah. And we just finished practice. We just got done like 5 minutes ago with band practice.
Oh wow. Well, I am honored you are able to squeeze me in.
Oh my God,
we're honored.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
what we're all about.
We were fans, and now we're friends.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
We had a really good time together in Austin.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, we got to meet in person at South by Southwest for Slime Fest. And it was a great time fest. And I always love to get to kind of reflect on when I've had the opportunity to like meet like people I just know from the internet music world and like actually just get to do things in real life.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And it's also just so fun to realize like deep down, I feel like we're all still like the same kids we all were like growing up in whatever towns we were in. Like, you know what? I want to be in a band.
Right? I know.
I want to rock a stage.
It never ends. Yeah. It's such a vibe. But yeah, it was so cool to meet you and play with you too and like see your stuff. We're big fans. We watch your TikToks during lockdown and stuff. So
thank you.
That was so dope.
Yeah, and hopefully we had we had a nice, fairly stress-free environment amid how we know how stressful touring can be. So hopefully, you enjoyed your time at Slime Fest and it wasn't too
I think that was probably one of the we had 2 days there, so the day before it was like a day off, and having some downtime was essential. It was just me and Kerry touring, and I think I had asked the two of you like, how on earth do you do this as 2 people? We were just like hanging on by a thread.
Oh yeah, 2-person touring is simultaneously easier and way harder.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the difference is crazy. I toured in a 4-piece band, but there was 5 people in the van because we had a merch person and stuff helping, and that was way harder in certain ways because it's almost like if everyone's not on the same page to pick up slack, it's almost like you're doing more work when there's 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're
So
balancing everyone's emotions and
yeah.
temperaments and physical feelings, and then just
Oh my
the
gosh.
day-to-day rigors of touring.
Yeah, 5 days of or 5 days, sorry, 5 people in a van with all different feelings. It feels like you're always walking on eggshells of sorts and stuff.
Yeah.
So like for emotional stuff, I think 2 people is definitely better, in my opinion.
But then there's so much, the workload is so much bigger.
Yeah, as you know, you have to bring all. I saw you all loading all your stuff and everything, and
Yeah.
all the merch bins and all that. It's just like so much work.
Yeah, it's just there's so many there's so many facets that like are like an invisible strain. Um and I think there's just this expectation that like if you make music and you tour, like you're this like you got to be like an invincible rock star, and you know you do this because you like to be up late and party. And I'm like, someday I'd like to do this enough so that someday I can have shows that start at 6 and end
Yes.
at 9.
Mhm.
Same.
And then I can go away from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Do
yeah.
some meet and greets, sell some merch, and then not talk to a soul for the rest of the night.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of like the shutdown period afterwards. Like the main reason we sleep in our van and everything is because like after all of that, we need time to like just cool down like mentally.
And the people are so gracious. They invite us to sleep at their houses and they take care of us. And that's all well and good. And we appreciate it. But so many people want to then
talk and party.
when we get to
That's
their house.
literally why I'm like, you know what? Love the idea of being able to like stay with friends on the road, but part of the stress of being on the road is just talking to people. Which
Yeah.
and it feels really weird and bad to say because I'm also like, that's also the best thing,
Oh, yeah.
but it's also incredibly hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
After like years of just like kind of becoming like a semi-hermit, it's just kind of like I don't know how to socialize anymore.
Same.
Yeah.
I know.
And yeah, meeting people is the best thing. And I'm so gracious and grateful for all the people that we've met and like some amazing people that we look forward to seeing on tour and then meeting new people. And especially when we're traveling to places we've never been before and we can kind of understand their culture a little better. And like really like that's so fun. But yeah, the whole time I'm like, I want to be alone. Please. I'm tired.
It's hard and it's
Everybody
great.
needs,
Like
like-
there's so many nights where I'm having like the best time talking to people and like vibing, and then like one person ruins it and they're just weird and like just saying weird shit, and then I'm like, I just shut down
Yeah.
like emotionally, and I'm like, why did you ruin it? Because I was having a great time.
Yeah.
Like the other day, this guy was just giving me all this shit for drinking liquid death, like the water and
What?
stuff, and just going on. He was saying like I'm stupid because it's gonna kill me and like all this, just like dumb, like literally it did not make any sense. It was just nonsense, and I was like having the best time, and then all of a sudden now all my morale is gone, and I have no interest.
Your
in,
battery is drained.
Yeah, my whole battery just went from like 100 to like 0 just from this like nonsense conversation, and I was just like, why? Like, why did you ruin it for me?
I think one unexpected thing that we experienced was dealing with Airbnb hosts, and I was thinking like Airbnb is going to be like, this is going to be really easy. Like it's cheaper than hotels in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
We were able to find a lot of places where there was no cleaning fee or the cleaning fee was really inexpensive. And in the past, like we did a tour over the summer with like 2 other bands. And so all the we did Airbnbs for everything. And we basically stayed in houses for all the dates. And we never had to deal with any Airbnb hosts in person. And I just sort of like forgot that some Airbnbs are just a room in somebody's house and you have to talk to them. And if they're an absolute weirdo, you have to interact with them.
Yeah. I know. It sucks. Yeah, there's you never know, because like we've had some great experiences where you don't see anybody, and then others it's like, what's happening?
And you don't want to be rude, so you talk to them, but really you're allowed to be rude because you're paying a lot of money to be there. So you can like, but you're not the type of person to just be like, hey, and we're not either. Like it's so you feel compelled to.
But then
Oh,
you're
oh,
exhausted
oh.
because you've been driving all day and like entertaining people, and then you just want to sleep, and somebody's trying to talk to you, and it's just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's hard.
And it was weird too because we were in a couple places that were like, oh, good, this was the cheapest option here, just outside of Nashville. And then we pull up to the place, and there's a gigantic Trump cardboard cutout in the window.
No.
Walk in, and it's like a Trump merch house with lots of like, Jesus Christ is my favorite person in the world, and incredibly bizarre to be like face to face with this person where it's like, hello,
Yikes.
thank you for letting us two queer Jews into your home. Like, we absolutely look like two weird little punk rock weirdos. But she was like, and she like was just giving us instructions for the house and stuff, and at the end she's just like, my god, the two of you have the most beautiful eyes.
Oh my god. And it's like, how are you that cool in certain ways and then just like a total piece of garbage? Like,
Yeah,
like liking Trump, it's like, how is that even possible? Like,
yeah, no, it's very bizarre just running into the kinds of people, because a lot of the places we stayed were like very good Christian houses kind of vibes.
oh wow.
And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are like, I want to help I will help people, and like, I want you to be comfortable in my house. But I'm like, but I also feel weird in this place. It's like, if you saw like Boy Junior's social media and like things I've posted or said, I feel like, I hope they don't like look up who this person is who's like staying at their house and go like, you can't stay here anymore.
I know, right? Oh, that's scary.
Maybe I'll kill them in their sleep.
Right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like, probably not, but as a worst case scenario frequent thinker, it's like, the mind does go there.
Yeah.
It does. Did you have locks on the doors?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, anytime there's like a shared Airbnb, the first I'm like, lock. That's it.
Check for cameras.
Yeah.
Lock the door.
You can't even tell if there's cameras. They hide them so well now. You have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
That shit's scary.
Yeah. It's like, I think I'd rather just do hotels. But you know what? We booked a hotel that was like a really decent rate. And then it was like a day before or 2 days before, we were looking at reviews, and it was abysmal, and people have been murdered there.
Oh
and
my god.
Mice and cockroaches and bed bugs and mean staff, and people smoke inside, and multiple people have been murdered there.
Gee.
Where was it?
Not Detroit, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And then I conveniently got COVID, and we had to reschedule that show anyway, so we couldn't even stay at the murder hotel.
Couldn't even get murdered.
Right. Great. COVID was just swooping in right on time to save you.
Yeah, saved by the bell.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
That's funny.
I saw you got to reschedule those shows though, right?
That's going to be at the end of the month. So I'm really glad that it wasn't like a total cancellation. And people were like, the promoters and stuff were like down to have me back.
Awesome.
Instead of just being like, you got COVID? Blacklisted. You can never.
Right, I know.
And you personally, you're not put off from touring?
No, I just definitely learned a lot about what kind of accommodations I need to build in for myself and for me and Carrie. I think we have a lot of similar needs, and need to bring a third person with us at least.
Understandable. Yeah, I know a lot of people go on tour and they're not, and there's always going to be hiccups and stuff like that that are out of your control, and a lot of people really kind of internalize that and never want to tour again. So I'm glad that you were able to keep a positive attitude and view it as a learning experience instead of as something like, I hate this.
Yeah. Well, we had a really enjoyable tour over the summer where we were responsible for a lot less. We didn't have to drive. Somebody else had booked all the Airbnbs.
Hell yeah.
And we were just kind of along for the ride, and that was a lot more. That was a nice way to get back into it.
Totally.
And feel like I was actually like present and enjoying the tour, and because part of this experience was like trying to learn how to actually like be in the moment and enjoy what I'm doing.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
especially with the driving and stuff. It's really hard.
Too much time to reflect.
Yeah, you're driving, and then you're trying to find food that's like, at least us, we're always looking for like something healthy, and then
Yeah.
you're like rushing to find a healthy restaurant that doesn't close early because most like vegan places and stuff close at 6, and you are lucky to make it into town by 6, and like there's so much stuff.
People are like, oh, did you see this in town? Did you go to get to view the whatever museum? It's like, I didn't have time to eat.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
starving.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, how did you like such and such city? The street where we parked our car on was pretty cool.
Right, I know.
I know. My mom's always like, how was your trip, sweetie? It's like, it's not a trip.
Right?
It's work.
I
Yeah.
know, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone once asked how they called it a vacation, and I was just like, no. Right, thank you. I thought I was crazy for reacting like that, but I'm like, it's not.
No,
I
no,
love
I'm
it.
amazed at how like I think the general public's view of like what it is to be a working artist or musician is really unrealistic.
Yeah, it is.
Like that I mean I think there's this general issue of just like work is considered something you don't like doing. And if you like doing your job, it's not work.
Yeah. Which is wild.
Yeah.
Is it still hard? I mean, I love every second of it. I've been touring for 11 years and I wouldn't do anything else, but it's fucking hard. Like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of 11 years, remind me again, give me a little bit of your deep lore, your tragic backstories, if you will.
Very tragic.
My supervillain origin story.
Yeah. You go first because you're older.
Personally, I used
it turns into one thing. So
I mean, yeah, we had to start the band at some point.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I know both of you had slightly different musical backgrounds in terms of like the genres you were playing in before you met.
Yeah. I when I first started making music, I was trying to join some bands with people, and I was very quickly kicked out for not wanting to sound like a pop punk singer.
Okay.
And for not also being just not a very good musician. And after that experience once or twice, not wanting to do the pop punk voice, I said, I don't want to do that. And so they said, well, you can't be in our band. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow.
Because then I started making music on my own, like on my computer, doing it that way, trying to write silly songs and making beats and writing hundreds of songs, being a horrible singer, and then realizing that instead of singing, I could just mash words together a lot denser, and then I wouldn't have to sing so much. And then that's kind of how I stumbled backwards into hip hop music. And I really took a liking to that, and been kind of doing a rap thing ever since. And then Bentley saw my old rap group or duo, it was me and a DJ, perform, and that was his first experience with me back in 2010. 2012, something like that.
No, it wasn't 2012 because I was still in high school. So I think it was 2010 or 2011. My drum teacher from percussion class invited me to see his band play, and then Kalen's band was playing, and then me and my friends like became instant fans of him. So then we went to all of his shows.
Because I'm old.
So we went, me and all my like high school would go out to the like his shows, and we were all like burning his CD and like spreading his CD around school and stuff.
That's so cool.
And then and then I was in this really bad band out of high school. Just I don't even know what genre it was, some kind of rock stuff. I don't know. It was really bad and embarrassing. And I have recordings, which is so funny. Because I'm not even like playing in time. Like it's just it's so bad. And then I started a jazzy blues band, and that was like my main project for years. And I toured. We had a couple tours with that band and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And then after I think it was the second tour we did, they didn't want to tour anymore. And I was like, well, I love this. It's like my best shit. So like I had a tour booked already for that band, and they didn't want to do it. And I booked it myself. So I was like, I don't want to lose these contacts. So his band broke up around the same time. And I was like, do you want to start a band to like go do this tour so I don't have to cancel it? So then we like wrote a few songs and went on that tour, and then we never stopped.
We were really bad.
Yeah, we were really bad. Yeah, but that was literally it. Like we started the band because I had a tour booked.
And our third show ever was out of town. So we did 2 quick shows in town. Some for some reason decided to keep playing after that. Against probably all everyone's opinion, but
we kept going.
yeah, and then we went on this tour, and
Now 8 years later, here we are.